Hey Matt, how's it going?
It's going fantastically, Josh. How are you?
Doing great. Why is it going so fantastically for you? Do we have an event coming up in the near future?
We do that thing that we always go to in no well, I shouldn't say always, almost always go to in November this year in Orlando, the IAAPA Expo. Are you excited?
I am excited, and by almost you do. I feel like we still did attend in 2020 during the virtual education conference, but it is so great to reunite. It's almost like a big family reunion for the entire attractions industry all over the world to be able to get together. What's your favorite part of going to the IAAPA Expo?
It's just what you just said. The family reunion vibe. Because there's so many people that you only get to see at this one event, and you get to talk to them and catch up. And it's a long week, especially if you're there from Sunday to Saturday or Friday or whenever it is. But it's also a very short week because there's so much to do, so much to see, so many people to catch up with that when you think about it, it just kind of goes by in a blur. So for me, my absolute favorite thing is getting to see all those people that I only get to see typically once a year.
Agreed. And it, for me, has always been a can't miss event. If anybody wants to do something the middle of November, I usually say no. But also, if they say they're in the industry, then it means that we're going to be at the expo together because I block that week on my calendar. It is the one can't miss event of the year. And I'm so excited to go. And I've been going now for over 15 years. I think this will be my 16th, maybe even 17th year, but I think you've got a couple on me, don't you?
I probably do. I'd have to do some math to figure out when my first one was, and then there was a first one, and then I skipped a couple years because I wasn't as involved in certain things. But yeah, I've been for quite a few years. I've been to the one in New Orleans when it was there.
Mm.
I've been to Atlanta, Las Vegas, and it's obviously been in Orlando for a number of years. But so we talked about the people, the family reunion atmosphere, but for me also, I would say that when I leave the expo, and I can always picture it, I'm walking through the concourse at the convention center out toward the parking lot, and I'm thinking about all the different people that I got to see, but I also think about all those things I've learned over the last week. And it really does fuel me for a long, long time when I think about all the new tips and tricks I've got, the new things I've learned about leadership and people and just the industry. So it's inspiring, and it lasts a long time.
Well, I think that's a nice little teaser there for the session that you and I are doing together on the intersection of the guest and employee experience. So, if you've listened to the podcast before, we talk a lot about guest experience, we talk a lot about employee experience. So, you and I have really kind of crafted this message on really where they intersect and where they come together. And we're going to be delivering that session on Tuesday afternoon, November 14th at 2:30 p.m. So, we hope to see you all week and all throughout the week, but in particular, we'd love to have everyone who's watching this come to our session on Tuesday afternoon.
So, Josh, how about just a little teaser about what we're going to be talking about?
Well, so when we think about things like guest experience and we think about employee experience, oftentimes we might look at those as two separate things. But throughout the conversations that you and I have had over the years, we really often find that we're talking about the same thing quite a bit. So it really goes without saying that a great guest experience starts with a great employee experience. You know that, I know that, I anticipate everyone watching knows that, and we anticipate that everyone walking into the session knows that as well. So we're looking at that as like table stakes. That's sort of like the entry level of where our session begins. We take that to the next level and we say, well, all these things that you're doing for your guest experience, you can deliver for your employees as well. And all these things that you're using to enhance your employee experience and your company culture, you can use that to fuel your guest experience too.
That was such a nice little teaser. I don't want to add anything else because I want people to be surprised. But super excited to be able to deliver that session. We've done this topic a couple of times in different venues, but super excited to bring it to the IAAPA stage. Somebody asked me the other day, he said, you're doing a session with Josh. Is it Attraction Pros Live? So that's gotten some traction, but no, not this time. Not this time at IAAPA.
Yes, everything will be off the record. Once it's recorded
right.
for IAAPA, then it'll be back on the record. But it won't be a podcast episode. But with that said, it still will be very participatory. We might have some surprises up our sleeves for everyone as well.
Absolutely. So November 13th through 17th, be there or be square.
And everyone who's watching this, we know will be there. You know why?
Because we are all attraction pros.